Should the Blues try to look to trade Jordan Binnington? Yes, they should. And the reason is simple. It's the last year of his contract coming up in 26-27 season. And he is a big game goaltender. And I just think that how many big games are the St. Louis Blues going to play next year? What if they start the year off and they're kind of just, not great? And then his trade value, what you're going to get for him, is going to decrease and decrease with each month this summer and in the next season, unless he just turns it on. But what he has been, after having a really good arrival in the Stanley Cup season and a couple year or two after that, he's kind of been the same guy if you look at his numbers. He can dominate, but he can also get lit up. And sometimes behind this team, he's not the best goaltender unless the games matter. And if the games don't matter, that renders his special sauce, his weapon, kind of useless. So with 1 year left, you wait till the end of next year, you're getting nothing for him. You trade him this year, you might get something for him. Because some team, maybe even a slightly contending team or a contending team that doesn't want to pay a 5 or 6 year deal for a goaltender or doesn't really believe in their goaltender, name a team out there. I don't know the league as well. I barely know the Blues team with all these young players and different players and stuff like that. But whatever team can score but didn't have a lot of good goaltending last year, or this year, because they're still playing the playoffs, which in hockey goes until June. It goes forever, as St. Louis Blues fans know. So I think they need to trade him. Joe Hofer showed this last season that he can be a number one. And that means the Blues could get something for Binnington. And, you bring in a veteran backup. It'd probably be really good to bring in a veteran just to be behind Joel. It'd be kind of crazy if they got Jake Allen to come back and be a backup. But just find somebody to be behind Joel and let him kind of run with it, man. Because he's at the right age. The Blues are in the right stage. Alexander Steen coming into the GM role with the assist from Doug. And the team kind of in that, they almost got into the playoffs at the end. They just waited. They kind of stunk for too long. So they're kind of a fringe playoff team. So that kind of means it's a perfect time to put a goaltender in there that you can trust. And it's gotten better with each year and each month. And you can find a different spot for Binnington because it's you're thinking for him too. If you watched his press conference after the season, you could tell that he was kind of wanting to answer questions a certain way. He took a lot of responsibility for the way he played, his rough performance throughout parts of the year. He wants to be better. I just don't think he's going to find that motivation here in the final year of a contract. Now, you could say, wait a minute, contract year, but, maybe not. He could have a rough stretch. He may just be average. He may soar, but the chances are that with this team and the way they could play, that there may not be a lot of big games, especially early on in the season. So I think it would behoove the Cardinals. It would be important to the Cardinals. This happens when you talk about the Cardinals, and then you got to switch to the Blues. If the Cardinals want Binnington to possibly pitch for them, they need pitching. So maybe Binnington could switch professions and become a pitcher. Skinny old Binnington on that pitching mound, I could see it. And can you see him getting fed up with the umpire? He would charge home plate. It's not like charging the mound. He would just say, that was a strike. But yeah, the Blues should definitely look to try to get something for him and start to move this, not a rebuild like the Cardinals are doing, but kind of more of a retool on the fly while still contending. Now's the time, I think. You don't want to give him away for nothing, but if somebody takes that $6.5 million cap hit off you, you do it. And, it doesn't, look, he was here for a long time. He was in St. Louis for a long time. He and Berube and that team, if you had to pick one guy, I do think Binnington was the one that kind of shot the Blues out of the cannon on that run in early January of 2019. They don't win it without him. You could say all the other players, the new roster, the Maroon, Perron coming back, O'Reilly, they had to kind of gel together. But Binnington was that X factor. And Berube coming in from taking over from Mike Yo. Yo, Mike, you're gone. But that was great, but the secret sauce was Mr. Jordan Binnington. And I think that time now is just kind of past. So if they were smart, as, you know, the plumbing doesn't pick itself, so I got to like check my watch. But yeah, if they can find a trade partner and get something for him and kind of move this, you know, goaltending situation into a smoother transition for Joe Hofer. So that's what I think about that. This has been the shortest. It's like in the old Breakfast with Bernie days where Bernie Miklasz did a 3 to 5 minute video in the morning. It was perfect. You wanted more, but that's the idea. I'll leave you wanting more today. So tune in to the next podcast, watch the other pods, read the articles on dailydoseofbuffa.substack.com. Buffa's Buffet. I'm Dan Buffa, and I need to go pick some plumbing.